Hey everyone, this is a video guide to 1.15 trading routes and also an introduction to sort of a new tech that we found out recently about manipulating trading discounts. I use the term new tech loosely because this has been around for a while, and I'm sure some of you kind of know about the subtle difference between 1.14 day one trading and 1.15 day one trading. But after some exploration and messing around with this, it actually turns out to be kind of a big deal. So what I mean by the term trading route in 1.15 is exactly how you decide to use your limited resources to trade for ender pearls most quickly and efficiently. Each category version of Minecraft speedrunning in RSG has kind of its own main focus that the runner can attack uniquely. In pre 1.9 speedrunning, it's essentially tower builds. The rest of the run is pretty linear and laid out, and so exactly what materials you have and how you utilize those to build the best tower and all the experience you've had running that tower makes a big difference in the end. In version 1.16, it's pretty much bastions. The rest of the run is fairly laid out, and so exactly which bastion you get, how you think on your feet, which resources you're limited to, depends a lot and can change the speed and the split of the bastion. And so in version 1.15, I think a lot of you might find this a little more boring, but it's exactly how you trade to get your ender pearls. And it's not intuitive, and it's pretty difficult. And the situation and how you trade and how many villagers you use is going to depend a lot on the random resources you get along the way. So at the end of this video, I'm going to show you some cards that are trading routes that show you kind of the most condensed information about how you trade which resources and when and on what day. But first, before I do that, I'm going to show you a trick that one of them utilizes this new tech, and it has to do with the difference between trades in restocks in 1.14 and 1.15. So here I am in a world in version 1.14.4. It is day one and it is around midday, so it is during restock hours. If I make a Fletcher here and make sure he gets the stick trade, if I do, for example, say 8 total stick trades, what's going to happen is in this version, because the Fletcher is not completely out of stock of one or more of his trades, the next time the Fletcher works, nothing's going to happen. There's a hidden 8 stick trades missing here, so there's only 8 available. So if I do another 8 here, that's 16. That's as much as we can get at this point in time. The next time the Fletcher works, though, he's going to realize that the sticks are completely out, so he's going to restock them, and also he's going to increase the price to the maximum. So it's going to be almost doubled in terms of our stick trade, and then we could do another full 16 stick trades, and then Fletcher would be out of the easy restock for this day. It would take him another couple minutes and another few attempts at working to get another restock, which is kind of too slow in a speed run. So essentially we've hit our 16 emeralds at discount, and that's about it. We can only get 16 more at double the price here. Now I've switched over to version 1.15.2. It is again day one, and it is also midday. So now if I make a Fletcher and make sure he gets the stick trade, for example, if I do another 8 here, 1.15.2 works differently in that if the Fletcher is even out of a single item, out of a single trade, he will restock all of his trades. So now, instead of there being a hidden 8 more stick trades I can do, there's a full 16. So the Fletcher, kind of unfortunately, the first time he works, uses his restock, and we can't really control that. But it's actually got a really nice benefit because now I can do a full 16. And now he's out of stock. So it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing, but the bad thing is we can't really control when he restocks. We have to be very careful, because as soon as we make the first trade, the next time this villager works, he's going to use his restock. So we have to kind of keep him away from the job block or break the job block if we don't want him to restock. But the huge advantage here is that we can actually now get 24 emeralds at a full discounted price. Instead of before, we could only get 16. And then we had to do expensive trades. Now we can actually manipulate, do a half trade of sticks, and then do a full trade of sticks to get more at discounted price. So this effect is essentially what I mean when I use the term discount extending. It's using partial trades to give us an extended discount and give us more than what we would have had in version 1.14. So when I use the term partial trades, it just means using not all of the trades to completely make a trade out of stock, and then letting the villager restock, and then we get the full discount again. So that's discount extending. This may be old news for a lot of you that are used to 1.15, but I'm pretty new to this, and so I didn't really know there was a change to the way discounts and demand and restocks worked in this version. So I'll try to explain some of it to the best of my abilities, but maybe a lot of you know this already. So essentially, whenever you buy some of an item before it's out of stock, it increases the demand. So if we actually do 8 stick trades, it'll increase the demand, but not enough to the point where the Fletcher considers it a problem and he'll raise the price. But if we do something like, let's say, instead of 8, we do 12. See, we haven't fully bought out of stock the stick trade, so there's still 4 remaining. But now that we've bought 12 out of the 16 available trades, the Fletcher now considers this a higher demand. And so instead of giving us a full increase in price, it gives us a partial increase. And so if we just did 8 stick trades, this would be fully discounted at 32. If we completely bought out the sticks, 16 trades, this would be in the 50s. This would be about 56 sticks. But now that we've done somewhere in between, it's kind of a demand that's in between. And so we can basically manipulate this and try to go as close to the demand number as possible without going over. And so for Fletcher stick trades, farmer wheat trades, and Mason clay trades, you want to do 8 of this first trade, let the villager work and restock, and then do the remaining 16. So there's kind of 2 immediate usages that I could think of this impacting. Number one is that if you were trying to do a kind of co-op strategy where you do all your trading with sticks in version 1.14, you would need 6 Fletchers and 1 cleric to pull it off without expensive stick trades, because you can only get really 16 cheap stick trades per Fletcher in 1.14. But in 1.15, you could actually only do this with 4 Fletchers and 1 cleric, which 5 villagers in a village is a much more reasonable number than 7, so a lot less of your runs will die. So you only need 4 Fletchers, and to do this partial trading with 1 restock to get 24 emeralds from each Fletcher, which is kind of really good. The other thing is if you're doing an igloo run and one of the your other villager down at the bottom is a Fletcher, now instead of being limited to 16 at discount, you can actually do 24 emeralds at discount, which is kind of nice. So the second use of this idea is actually how this was kind of discovered in the first place. King Contaria on Discord messaged me about this and talked about how he was using it to do 9 gold trades with the cleric and get an extended discount. And so essentially what this does is, let's say I have my 72 gold from a monument and I have my initial 10 emeralds. I kind of want to destroy this orc station and not let the cleric have access to it so he doesn't accidentally restock. But in the case of the Fletcher, the stick trade has 16 maximum uses. So you want to do 8 trades first at discount, and then you get a restock and then do 16. For gold, the gold only has 12 uses, and so what you want to do is actually do 9 trades. So if we just do 9 trades and then let the cleric work, essentially there's a missing 3 here, but the cleric will work and restock all 12 gold and maintain the discount. So if I did anywhere from 10 to 12 gold trades before this restock, this would have been 3 gold per emerald. But now I can actually do all 12 at full discount. And now, because the cleric is already restocked, he's not going to restock this gold trade for the rest of the day. So we kind of have an interesting idea, whereas insomniac, before we would do 12 gold trades and then 12 more expensive ones. We can actually, now using this idea, we can do 9 and then 12 at full discount to get 21 emeralds in kind of a more efficient fashion. So this leads me to kind of a couple different trading routes. And I think 1.15 is going to be the version where we have to think a little bit more and use our heads and use designated trading routes to make the most of our situation. So this is all I mean when I say the term trading route. I just mean like a little image, like a card that shows the most condensed information, all you need to know about a trading route without having to see like a video or anything. So this one for the insomniac strategy shows you the total required resources, shows you the cleric trades throughout the first day, and that's kind of all you need. This number refers to not the total amount of materials you get, but just the number of clicks for that trade. So you'd just be clicking 10 redstone trades, clicking 12, and then getting 12 pearls. And that would be if you have this amount of required materials. Again, this is if you've seen my previous video on 1.15 strategies, this is all kind of the same thing, but this would just be the trading route card for double day, and this would be trading route for igloo with 12 gold, 12 emeralds. And this one's a little more complicated because you can do this with a lot of different types of emeralds and no gold, but you get the idea. So I'm going to try to have these kind of images just kind of floating around. So if anyone is interested in running 1.15, they can kind of just put these up on a monitor and have easy access to them so they don't have to do super hard math during the run. And so now I wanted to bring up a new kind of trading route that I hadn't mentioned in the previous video because I didn't fully understand this trick, but I'm calling this the insomniac contaria route. And the resources are a little bit different than your classic insomniac route because it utilizes 100% of the monument gold. And so what the 72 plus number means is that you can actually use more than a monument's worth of gold to trade with multiple clerics. And so the idea is you would get a shipwreck, buried treasure, ocean monument, and get at least 72 gold and a good amount of emeralds. If you have 72 and 32, that's exactly what you need to pull this off. If you have more gold than 72, up to 12 extra gold, actually, you can immediately trade that with a cleric and convert that 2 gold into emeralds. And so how you do that is you would find a village with a brewing stand, which is already the insomniac requirement. You would make 1 cleric, do 10 clicks of redstone, but this time only 9 clicks of gold. Then you would wait for a restock and do your full 12 clicks of gold. So now we've done 21 gold in total at discount. Then you would break the brewing stand, find another cleric, do 10 clicks of redstone, 9 gold, and then the remaining clicks of gold. And so this can actually utilize up to 84 gold. So any extra gold you get from shipwrecks or buried treasures can be directly converted into emeralds without having to use them for like axes to make extra emeralds or something. And you'll notice because we're now using more gold trades at full discount, there's actually 2 emeralds less requirement than before. So not a huge difference, but 2 emeralds does help, and the additional benefit of having 2 gold per emerald is pretty nice. The other disadvantage to the contaria route is that now you have 2 clerics. So whereas insomniac, you just have to get that 1 cleric restock timing by 7.5 minutes. Now with the contaria trading route, you have to get 2 clerics to restock by 7.5 minutes. It's not too bad though, because they restock on the very first work attempt. And so it probably shouldn't take too long. But the hidden advantage to this, even if it does take a few extra seconds to get 2 clerics, is that now you have 2 chances to get pearls. So whereas insomniac routes will die 1/3 of the time because you will not get the pearl trade, the contaria route will only die 1 out of 9 times because both clerics have to not offer you pearls for the run to end. Before I end the video here, I just wanted to show you some in-game practical examples of different scenarios, and the reason I think it's going to be important for runners to know multiple trading routes and choose the best one for the scenario. So let's just say I just looted a monument and I just got to a village that has a couple villagers, and I happen to have the perfect amount of emeralds for insomniac strategy. I would typically just want to probably high roll and not even deal with 2 clerics. So I would just make sure to get 1 cleric leveled up and then just do full double trade with 1 cleric and not even worry about partial trading. So if I do 1 full gold trade of 12 and then another full of 12, I get the most emeralds I can from 1 cleric, and I just have to hope that I don't get 1/3 here. So I could end up making 2 clerics and split my gold in between them, but you just kind of hope at the end of the day you don't get 1/3 and that you get all of your pearls, and you'll have extra gold for either axes, picks, or whatever to help speed up the rest of the run. So this would probably be the play in this situation with these materials. And in this second example, let's say, for instance, we have a similar route where I've looted a monument. I have had some gold and emeralds from shipwreck and buried treasures, and then I come across a village with a brewing stand. In this case, I would look at my table and know that this 8 gold can be converted straight into 4 emeralds with the contaria route, and that would give me 32 emeralds, so I would have the perfect amount for 12 pearls. So I would just do my leveling up of redstone. Just do 9 here. I have to make sure to specifically do 9 and then wait for a restock. And as soon as this guy actually does restock, I can just break this brewing stand and start messing with the other cleric and leveling him up, because this guy does have the full gold trade available, but I don't need to do that right away. I can just wait until maybe I need this guy to restock as well. So I would do 9 here, and then I would go back to this guy, do my full gold, and this guy do my full gold, and hopefully one of them has pearls. Okay, this guy has pearls, and this guy doesn't. So in this case, if I leveled up this guy instead in the insomniac route, the run would have been dead, but now I can just go over here and get my 12 pearls. So that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm really looking forward to playing 1.15 over 1.14. 1.14 gave me a lot of headaches, and I think these strategies in 1.15 are actually really cool. I initially thought this insomniac idea that Duncan was trying to push all the time was just not going to give you that many completable runs. I mean, 34 emeralds by 7 minutes is kind of ridiculous, but seeing Corb play this strategy like really, really well, and now especially seeing 2 different insomniac trading routes with multiple different double day trading routes, I think now with the variety, there's a lot of different scenarios where runs actually don't die, especially with this one giving you 2 chances to get 1/3. I think these strategies actually have a pretty good shot at getting a sub 20, potentially maybe world record run. So yeah, I hope you guys, if you want to play 1.15, enjoy it too. And yeah, good luck with trading routes.